This soft and fluffy sourdough loaf is made in just one day with no starch and folds and no butter or oil. Yet it still bakes up beautifully soft with sweet swirls of sour cherry jam hidden inside. Hi everyone and welcome to our channel. Today I'm making a sourdough loaf filled with sour cherry jam that's perfect with your morning coffee, afternoon tea, or whenever you're craving something a little special. The night before, I fed 40 grams of my sourdough starter with 40 grams of flour and 40 grams of water. I used a combination of whole wheat and all purpose flour. The following morning, I mixed the active starter with half of a cup of lukewarm whey. I used yogurt whey. Using whey instead of water is a simple way to make use of something that might otherwise go to waste. It also brings some of the proteins and minerals from the yogurt to the dough while adding extra flavor. Then I added 1 tablespoon of sugar and 2 tablespoons of yogurt and 1 egg and mix everything together until well combined. Next came the flour. I added 2 cups of wheat bread flour and began kneading the dough. Then I added 1 teaspoon of salt to the dough. Since the dough was still quite sticky, I gradually added a little extra flour until it became soft and manageable. Once the dough was ready, I lightly dusted my work surface with rice flour and rolled into a rectangle. Then came my favorite part. I spread a generous layer of sour cherry jam over the dough, making sure it reached all the corners before rolling it up tightly and sealing the seam. After greasing and flouring a loaf pan, I placed the dough inside, covered it, and let it to proof in a warm place. For me, this took about 6 hours. A well-proofed dough should slowly spring back when gently pressed with a finger. Before baking, I brush the top with an egg yolk mix with a few drops of rose water and finished it with a sprinkle of pistachio slivers. You can refrigerate the dough overnight if that better suits your schedule. I chose to bake it in the same day, placing it in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for about 45 minutes. I also placed a bowl of water in the oven to help maintain moisture while baking. The result is a beautifully golden loaf with a soft, fluffy crumb, a delicate hint of rose water, and sweet swirls of sour cherry jam running through every slice. It's the kind of bread that feels equally at home at breakfast, alongside a cup of coffee, or as an afternoon treat. If you enjoyed this recipe, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. And tell us in the comments, do you usually bake your sourdough the same day or do you prefer an overnight cold proof?